Up, Not Growing Old podcast.
We might never change the world, at least we've had our say.
Real talk about movies, music, politics, race, and religion.
Growing up, not growing old, the feeling is still the same.
Live from New York. It's the Growing Up, Not Growing Old podcast.
All right, John Wellington, welcome to the show. What's going on?
How you doing, man? Nice to meet you.
You too, AKA Dad Bod Veteran.
That's right. That's
As
me.
you can see in that beautiful neon sign back there.
Yeah, that's my pride and joy back there.
So what does that mean?
So that's my social media handle. It means I'm a big dude that used to be in the military. That's what it means.
Oh, that's exactly what it means.
That's
So-
exactly what it means.
All right, so this is gonna come out next week, but I want to. Obviously, you're a father since you have a dad bod. You're a dad, right?
Oh yeah. Father
Oh.
of 5.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
Oh, happy Father's Day to you as well.
5, huh? You got like a starting lineup. That's
Well,
fucking-
I got 3 of them are from my previous marriage, and the other one's from the Mrs. previous marriage. But yeah, they're all 5. There's 5.
Yeah, but like situations like that, kids are kids,
Yeah. No, and they're all older now, so kind of
Oh.
something going on. That's why we're doing social media now.
Oh, good. But yeah. So my daughter's 16, and I started teaching her how to drive early, but
Yeah.
now it's like you need to drive now.
Yeah,
And
they don't want to drive now. I mean, they don't.
yo,
Like I had 3 of them that didn't get their license till they were in their 20s.
so like, what is that? Because when I was a kid, I couldn't wait to get the fuck out there.
You know what? They don't want the freedom that we wanted, because it's exactly true, man. As soon as I was even able, even before that, I was trying to get behind the wheel. But as soon as I can get my restricted license, like at 15 and at 16, you get your full license. It was like the day after my birthday, I was in there at the DMV.
Oh
get my
yeah.
thing. But they don't want that freedom. They know it's nice. They know it's nice, and that's what we did. We made it really nice at the house for them, so they don't want to leave.
Plus the devices, computers, phones, iPads, like hanging out now is, oh, let's go on Call of Duty or something. That's hanging
right.
out now.
That's right. That's exactly true. Go on Call of Duty and just hang out.
Meanwhile, I'm guessing this was for you as well. Like we would go out and just not come home.
Yeah, we maybe came home that night. We maybe came home the next day. We maybe
Yeah.
came home as soon as you got your license. It was almost like you were gone. It was like you
Yeah.
were out of the house already.
Yeah.
And when you saw your parents, you saw your parents.
And
That was
like
it.
even when I was like young, like 12, it's like, yo, Joe, tell your mom you're staying at my house. I'll
That's
tell
right.
my mom staying at your house, and we'll just be out all night
I used
doing
to have to
whatever.
my mom wouldn't let me do it unless I was invited over. You had to be invited, and you had to get
You know,
the
fucking
parents.
vampires.
No, they were. Yeah, you couldn't come through the house unless we were invited in. No, she wouldn't let. She was like, "You're not going over to anybody's house because you're not imposing unless you're invited over." And then she would talk to their parents, and they'd get it all squared away that it was legit. That, and I was, kind of maybe I was a bad kid too as well. I might be doing stuff, so she wouldn't actually know where I was.
That's actually the correct way to do it. That's
It
how
is the
like a
correct way
good.
to do
That's the way a good parent should be doing stuff.
It is very much so. It worked. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
And every once in a while, I'll still see like a gang of kids on bikes. It's very rare,
I
but
have
they're
not
out
seen
there.
that in forever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I haven't seen that in forever.
Yeah,
I wish I could see that. That would be beautiful.
it is nice.
Nice. Yeah,
But-
because it means they're actually outside.
Here's the difference between when I had my gang of friends on bikes and them. They ride in the middle of the fucking street. Like they got no sense.
Well, you know what? That's because the cars won't hit them anymore. Back in our day, they'd hit you.
Yeah, I think that's it. Because I want to, like, I want to just blast right over the little fucks.
Yeah, but it's not this. I don't know. Maybe it's because the world is very padded for them. I'm gonna say it that way. It's very padded. It's very safe.
Yeah,
But you know what? Even the parents don't think it's that safe compared to the way it was before. We
Yeah.
were told, well, you had your kids on milk cartons and all that stuff. They don't have that anymore.
yeah.
And the parents had to be reminded at 10 p.m. to go find your freaking kids on the TV.
You're right. I remember that. Do you know where your children
Do you know
are?
where
It's 10 p.m.
exactly. Do you know where your kids are? There's a reason that they said that. And that's because the parents were like, "Oh, I have kids.
Yeah.
Guess I should go figure out
Yeah.
where they're at."
Yeah. That's fucking amazing.
And now they're all tracked. All the kids are tracked. They can't go anywhere without the parents knowing
Oh
exactly where
yeah,
they're at.
there's that app. I don't. You know what? I'm kind of old school in a way where it's like I don't want them to have the app. I was actually almost against them having phones, but there's nothing you can do about it. That's a losing battle, I think.
Well, that was my rule. I was like, "Look, if you're gonna get a phone, I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna track you. I'm gonna know everywhere you're at, and at my discretion, I'm gonna turn it on and find you. Just know that." And that was
Yeah.
the rule. And if they ever turned that thing off, I would be like, "That's it. You lose your phone." But luckily, none of them did.
Now, like, here's my problem with the phones as they get a little older. Like, like you said, my kids don't really go anywhere. But if
Yeah.
they go somewhere and I text them and then they don't return the text, now I'm getting fucking anxious.
Yeah, because you're like, "Oh, if something happened to him,
Exactly.
what's wrong with them?" And that's the world we live in. Is that like if somebody texts you, even if it's just like a friend or whatever, and you don't text back right away, if they're like insulted, they
Yeah.
think that you're like. And I was taking a shower, bro. I was in the shower. I was doing something else. I don't know, eating a bowl of cereal, and I didn't
Yeah.
want to text you back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how they live. Is we got to be on all the time.
Yeah. And I work midnights. So I've been working midnights for about 10 years now. I still get text messages when I'm supposed to be sleeping. Everybody in my life knows when I'm sleeping. And it's like, yo, how come you didn't text me back? I'm going to text you back when I wake up at 1:00 in the morning. By the time the morning comes, I forgot all about the text.
Oh,
It's tough, man.
that's horrible, man. That's what. Yeah, especially when you're supposed to be sleeping.
Yeah.
It's your sleep time, and everybody in the whole world is awake.
Yeah. Talking about
They're
vampires.
like, "Come on, man, what are you doing?" You're like, "I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
I'm done." Wild.
All right, so check this out. Tell me a little bit about yourself, because I don't. This is kind of sight unseen.
Yeah, you took this. I'm sorry.
No, well, you know what? The thing about when I started my podcast so long ago, and there was a couple times where I would just see someone I never even met before, and I was like, "Oh, that person seems interesting," and they would just jump on my show, and we would have a great time. So, in your situation, I've actually already seen you.
Oh yeah. Good.
So when
Good.
when this came up, I was like, "Oh, he seems like a cool dude. I'd like to talk to him."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I just I came on the scene about 3 years ago because, like I said, I was an empty nester, and I started making videos on my porch. I made videos on my porch pretty much because I was an empty nester. I didn't have anything else to do. Got all sad and all that stuff.
Mm.
And then it took off, and now it's a whole thing. Like it's like 5.5 million people that watch this stuff
That's
every
amazing.
day across the world.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. It really is.
It's
I say
really
that. I'll
is.
say that to everybody. And there's probably some creators that'll give me shit for saying that, but it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Is that we can sit here and play on our phones and make videos, and people are going to watch it, and then we can make money from it.
You get monetized, yeah.
Yeah, and then like we would have never thought about this when we were kids. We would have been like, "What? No, get a job. Go
Yeah.
get a job. Go work at the factory. Go do something.
Exactly.
You can't do this." But yeah,
Yeah.
now this is a thing, and so it's an even bigger thing that I'm on a stand-up comedy tour. I'm actually going to be up in New Jersey in August.
Oh, what are you playing?
We're playing at Circus Maximus
That's awesome.
at Caesars in Atlantic City, and then we're going to play the NJ Pack, and then we're going to play Boston, and then we're going to play Cincinnati. So we got a whole tour.
That's great. Is it a
I'll stand
package?
up.
Is you and like a bunch of people? Or?
Yeah, there's 3 other creators. We're all about the same size. Myself, the real Slim Sherry, Kelly Mono, and Mr. Professor Nick Harrison, who does he does the yacht rock stuff. You've probably seen him. But we're all together, and we all started this as a fluke about a year ago, and now we're on a full-fledged comedy tour doing like big shows, like 2,700 people at the NJ Pack.
Wow, that is amazing.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever been part of.
Fucking 2,700.
Yeah, 2,700.
Wow, good for you.
I'm a factory guy.
Yeah.
I'm a factory. I worked in the automotive world. I worked in aerospace world. I've been in the business for 20 years, and now I'm doing stand-up comedy
Good.
because of my phone.
Yeah.
This is stupid.
Yeah. It's fucking great. I know, like, I was listening to a podcast. I like, I'm really into movies and a lot of geeky, nerdy shit. So I was listening to this podcast. These young guys, they talk about Star Wars and comic books. And then one of them said, "I'm so lucky to have this job."
Yeah.
I was like, "What? This is what you?" I was like, "I'm watching the video. This is what they do for a living.
This is what they do, and they do this like coming out of high school.
Yeah, they were like 25.
Some of them even earlier. Some of them are making millions of dollars in high school. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
How does
But it's
this
real.
how does this affect society as a whole? Because like I remember, like schools don't have shop classes anymore. I don't think, or like carpentry classes,
I
and
mean,
like
those things are kind of going away, and those people. There's two things that are happening. Number one, those people that still do that or that go into the trade, like my son, he's in the Navy, my youngest, and he's a welder. And when he gets out, he's going to be able to do whatever he wants. So as the field narrows for all these skills, and there's only so many people that do the jobs, those guys are going to be making bank.
yeah,
They're going to be
right.
making silly bank. But then on the flip side, you have everybody trying to get into social media or getting into social media. And social media is a big thing. It's a huge thing. It's changing the dynamics of all the landscape of everything between podcasts and reels and photos and memes and all that stuff, that everybody's time is occupied on their phone. And so you're seeing it like in Hollywood and stuff like that, is that Hollywood's crumbling because they can't get anybody to go to the movie theater.
Yeah.
Right? The streaming platforms have taken over, and it's Hulu and Netflix and Apple and Amazon. Those are the things that are ruling. And like Warner Brothers just announced that they're splitting the company in half because they haven't made money in 7 years.
Yeah.
Holy crap! And so it's just changing. It's changing the whole dynamics of this whole world.
Yeah.
But social media is really the catalyst that's causing all those things to happen. Now, what's it going to look like in 10 years? I don't know. I hope we don't, fail completely as a society. I think it's going to look much different. I think the people that do trades are going to be millionaires.
AI
Everybody
is
does a
crazy
trade.
too.
Plumbers, welders, they're going to be millionaires.
Yeah. You don't really hear people talking about learning a trade anymore. So I think that's a good point you made. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going
Bank.
to be making money. I told my son, I said, you're going to have to get a burn barrel wherever you move, so you can just burn money in the backyard, because you're not going to
Yeah.
know what to do with.
Yeah, because the thing is, you're always going to need them.
Yeah, you're always going to need a plumber.
I was just going to say that everyone's going to have a toilet, and it's going to break.
Everybody's got a shit.
It's going to break, bro, at some point.
It's going to break. It's going to clog. It's going to have an electrician, anybody who's a trade, a carpenter. Those guys are, as long as we got houses, those guys are never going away.
Yeah, but so, the AI thing now, it's already crazy from nuts. Like 3 years ago.
That's nuts. I've had people send me, there are AI spoofs of my content, like people using that's where they're at right now, is they're taking other creators and they're recreating their stuff, and they're trying to get people to call them on Telegram or whatever. And people have sent that to me. I'm like, oh my God. It's still horrible. I can still tell the difference, but
yeah,
it's not that far. I mean, because if that's where it's come in 3 years, you can imagine where it's going to be 3 years later.
Yeah, it's going to be. There's going to be. I'm waiting for the moment for like a country leader, president, prime minister, somebody like making an AI thing, but everyone believing it. Like it actually is going to go over, and it's going to cause a big fucking problem. Because people believe everything. People now seem to believe it if they believe it first. What I'm trying to say is if they're already married to something, and that I'm not gonna get political, but that party tells them something, they'll just believe it no matter what it is. So if the opposite party has a fake AI talking shit, they're gonna go with it. It's I can't even think about that shit.
It's gonna be crazy, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
I think so.
I don't think it's gonna happen from inside. It'll probably happen from outside. Because a lot of this stuff that I see, the AIs and stuff, are coming from like the India area, that kind of area, Southeast Asia. They're coming from that area. It's not so much people inside of the U.S. that are actually doing this, because we're too busy scrolling.
Yo, you're right. They call that doom scrolling. I heard that the other day, and I was like, God. What the fuck is doom scrolling?
That's when you sit there and you get sucked in and you lose hours. And you're like, where you start at 7 a.m. when you woke up, and it's 10 o'clock, and you're like, what the hell happened? It's just because you've been sitting there flicking your thumb for the past 3 hours, and you didn't even notice.
Yeah.
And it'll happen. I've been sucked into it too. I've done it before.
Yeah, it's the TikTok thing. That's the thing that got me. Like the other ones are good, but the algorithm on TikTok is so good that it knows exactly what you want to see. It's like
when you stop on something.
Yeah,
you spend more than 3 seconds on something, boom, that's going to go up in your ranking, and you're going to get more of that. It was puppies. You're like, why do I see puppies all the time now?
Yeah.
Oh, because you stopped. You looked at puppies.
They got that shit knocked. I actually, a couple times, this is going to sound a little crazy. Everyone knows that the phones listen to us, right?
Oh yeah.
That goes without saying. There's been times, John, bear with me for a second, that I was thinking about something and the shit popped up on my fucking phone.
Look, I'm not going to say that it's not there. I'm not going to say that it's not there because at this point, all bets are off. It's whatever can happen. All I know is that we had a puppy die, and I'm going to jump on puppies for a minute. We had a puppy die, and we had to go through the whole thing with putting the puppy down or yada yada yada.
It's always sad, right?
And it's horrible.
It's a family member.
It gets worse as you get older. That's what I know. But all I know is that the next thing that happened to the Mrs. Facebook feed was it was nothing but puppies. And when I say puppies, it wasn't just like pictures of cute puppies. It was that, but it was also like puppy adoption centers.
Oh my God.
And all
really?
that stuff. And then the next thing you know, I'm not kidding, no bullshit. A day later, we're going to a puppy thing for rescue. She's like, we gotta go because all my Facebook has been nothing but puppies. And now we got a brand new puppy.
Yo, that is fucking twisted, bro. That is so twisted.
We got a new puppy.
Of course you did.
I don't know if I agree with it. All I know is we got another puppy and we're married to this situation for another 10 years.
It's there.
It's there.
And
but it's all because the algorithm was listening.
Yeah, for real.
Like, we heard you. We saw you. We saw you had to go to the vet clinic. We saw that you spent a couple $100 to put a dog down. And now we know that you need a new puppy.
They're gonna exploit you.
We're gonna make sure that you get that puppy. We're gonna make sure you get that puppy.
Yeah.
That was it. And now we're sucked into it. So yeah, it's so you could think it, you could hear it, you could drive past it and stop for too long. I bet you if you drive past, I don't know, a McDonald's and you pause for too long, maybe because there was a stoplight, but maybe the algorithm's going to think you were looking at McDonald's, and it's all of a sudden going to start giving you McDonald's ads.
Yeah, I believe it.
You know, you got a Whopper in your hand, and you're like, how did this get here?
Yeah,
because you stopped.
Yeah, I believe it.
That's how it works.
It's just it's a strange thing. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to ask you if you think social media is a bad idea because you're striving, but I kind of feel like it's a bad idea. It's too late now. It's a
double-edged sword. It's a double-edged sword. That's how I look at it. You can use it for greatness, and I've done it personally for greatness, and I do make some money on it, and it's nice, and I really appreciate that. I haven't quit my day job, so it's not that much money, but I've done it. Like I've seen somebody. There was a video that I made a spoof of, and this family had got their basement flooded. Like they had huge floods in their area, and I made a thing of this video where the basement window came crashing in with the floodwaters, and I didn't think that it was like real or whatever. But the person actually reached out to me and they said, "Hey, we actually posted that because we got a GoFundMe page to get some money because our basement that actually really happened." And then she sent me the whole video, and I was like, "Oh my God!" It was like 10 minutes of her whole basement like flooding, flooding out. Wow. So I said, "Send me your GoFundMe. I'll see what I can do." So I reposted it, and she had a goal of like $10,000, and she was at like 2, and she'd been there for like 3 months, right? In less than 2 days, she had $20,000 in her GoFundMe.
Wow.
One video.
Wow.
Said, okay, so this is the thing. So it's a double-edged sword, right? There's a lot of people that use it for dumb, and I think I spend most of the time in my content trying to tell people how dumb those things are that they see.
Yeah.
Because I'm an old guy, and I don't want all these kids to do all these stupid things that they're doing out there, and so I, humorously kind of course correct a little bit.
Right.
But there's a lot of good out there. I think there's huge amounts of good out there. But there's, the problem is the bad stuff sticks out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like that with anything, really. I mean, you're always going to notice the bad shit before the good shit. Like, if I'm a movie director, I'm going to be looking at the shitty reviews before the good reviews. So that's just the way it happens.
That type of news is what people want to watch. They want to, when you sensationalize the bad stuff, the people want to watch that because they're like, oh my God, the reaction. And it's not the same as, did you see that puppy? And you're like, yeah, that puppy was cute. And then you move on.
Yeah.
But you say, oh, that bad thing happened, like the plane crash. Oh my God. There's so much stuff about this plane crash right now. I can't get it off my feed.
There was a plane crash?
You didn't hear about the Air India plane crash over in India?
Oh, is that the one where the guy jumped out or something?
Yeah. That one.
I did hear about that.
My feed is nothing but that. Yeah, a plane crashed and only one guy lived. But my feed is nothing but that.
All right, now that we're talking about it, it's going to be all over my phone now. So exactly. I'll find out about it.
we just got done talking about it. The algorithm heard you because your phone's listening.
Yeah.
And, You're gonna get really educated about that. So text me later.
Yo, the fucking guy. So tell me about it though, real quick. He jumped out.
They say he jumped out, but then he said he walked out. But it was like Final Destination kind of stuff. Like he was a one dude, and all he got was a couple scratches on his face, and I think he had a broken arm or something like that. But he literally walked away because you see the video. This airplane blows up.
There's a
It's
video.
bigger.
Wait, it was landing or taking off?
It was taken off, and something happened to it, and it just started floating down, and then it just blew up into a fireball. And this one dude walked away from it.
That's a bad design. That's a design flaw. The fucking thing's
All
gonna.
I know is
What is it? A Pinto?
It makes me not want to fly anymore.
Oh yeah, I mean.
I'm getting a little weary of flying. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, but you got the. Would you gonna take? You got a bus for the tour? How you gonna get around?
Oh God, I gotta fly.
You just gonna have to do it.
I'm just gonna have to suck it up and make sure my insurance is up to date and wish for the best, I guess.
You know what? There has been a lot of incidents lately.
Yeah, you got
with
doors
like
falling off, you got planes falling out of the air, you got stuff happening, and then
people.
you see the small ones. Like the Delta plane that was up in Canada that just flipped over on the runway.
What?
You didn't see that one either? Yeah, it was in the snow. The snow saved it. Because
Wow.
it was snow all over the runway, it kept it from blowing up. Because the snow actually, when it hit the ground, the snow came over the airplane and it kept it from going on fire.
Wow, lucky for them. Jeez, they could have been like the Indians. They could have been blowing up.
Yeah. Well,
But-
maybe I see it more than you do then, but you're gonna see it all now.
I have seen like videos, people taking videos of like missing rivets and like I know they use special airplane tape on wings, but tape on wings, things like that.
Tape. Yeah.
Yeah, they have like there was one Boeing factory where they found like a 6-pack of empty Modelos like laying around and shit. I mean, something's going on.
It's not the warm fuzzy that you really want.
Yeah, when you want to, especially if you're going on a tour.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're flying all over the place. So, yeah, bus would take too long.
Yeah, but you ever see that John Madden bus? Remember John Madden when he used to take the bus
Oh,
everywhere?
Oh,
That
yeah.
thing was sweet. I would love to get
Yeah.
one of those.
Some of these guys got buses like that, but we do an old people tour because we're too old for this. We can't do this. I see these guys out there doing like 3 shows a night, then going to another city the next night and doing 3 more shows and do another city, and they just do it like this. I can't do that. We're doing like 1 show a month.
Wow, yeah, I feel like that's a lot. Do you drink or anything?
A little bit. I don't drink as much as I used to because I literally can't. But,
Yeah.
yeah. There's no way I could.
Could
do
you
that.
imagine?
No.
It's impossible.
No, it's impossible. I'm 46 years old. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. I can't sleep if I drink, and then that's horrible. I can't. I just feel weird, and it's staying up late. It hurts a lot more now.
Yeah.
And when you stay up late, you have to recover for like 2 days now.
Yeah.
So there's no way because our shows don't end until like 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And then you gotta get home or you're back to your hotel or whatever. No way.
I stopped drinking about 11 years ago, and it hurt back then.
Good for you.
Recovering was rough back then. The next day, I'm not going to work. What?
No.
There's no working.
No. I'll do like one. Right after I do my set. I'll have like 1 vodka tonic just to take the edge off because it's a lot of anxiety and stuff like that. But no, I couldn't.
How much time do you do?
We do 20-minute sets apiece. So we got the 4 of us do 20 minutes apiece, and then we've got some special stuff that we do after that as a group, some skits and stuff like that. I don't want to give too much away. And then we hang out. We do some sing-alongs too after we do our skits.
Sounds like a fun night.
It is. It's not really a comedy show. It's more like a variety show is what we call it.
Right.
We sing along to like Gen X style music, and people are out there with their phones because nobody's got a lighter anymore.
Yeah.
It's cool stuff. It's a bunch of old people doing cool stuff because
I feel like
we're cool now.
Yeah, I feel like not coming from a comedic background, coming up with 20 minutes has got to be rough. 20 minutes is an eternity.
You say that, then if you know what, because I do stories, right? So you say that, but I bet you could probably tell a story that's going to be 10 minutes long.
Right. So it's not punch. It's not joke punch.
I'm not a one-liner. The other one of the other people that are with us, he's the one-liner. I'm a storyteller, so I could drag a story out for 30 minutes, easy.
Now that you said that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you could drag a story, and then once you learn kind of the tricks about how to do the pauses and let the crowd laugh a little bit. 20 minutes is actually a very short amount of time. I can only get like 2 stories in before my
Yeah.
time's up.
Now that you said it, you're right, because I had it in my head like joke, punchline, tag.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now if you're telling stories, it'll go quicker. How do you feel about it? Like, are you good in front of a big crowd like that? Are you
I
like good
am
right
now.
away?
I am now. I wasn't. Like the first time I did it, our first show was in Nashville last year, and there was only 100 people in that room. I thought I was gonna die. I literally thought I was gonna. I was in the back. Like,
And you're a veteran too, right?
yeah, exactly. This is the worst thing I've ever. I'm not gonna make it. And the first set that I did, it probably bombed. It was probably my worst set. But we started practicing at home. I got a little karaoke machine basically, and I sit in the living room with the missus, and she watches my set and she times it, and we do the
Yeah.
pauses, and we make sure everything's right. So we rehearse it, because really, honestly, if you look at some of these comedians outside of like Matt Rife, who he does nothing but crowd work, but like Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura and these
Oh, they
other
work
big
on that shit. Yeah.
yeah, they're so scripted. I mean, they just timing. So they're
Yeah.
just going up there and they're running through their script. They everything is memorized and they just do it because they do it over and over every
They
day.
work the little clubs first, work out the
Yeah.
material.
Yeah,
It's the same shit. It might be a little adjusted here and there.
they'll adjust it here and there.
Yeah.
And they'll make a like maybe the front end where they talk about stuff in that particular city, but it's just the same stuff. And so once you get your routine down, you get to run that for a year, and then next year you come up with new material.
And then Netflix calls you for a special.
Maybe, who knows? I wish.
How do you guys have a video of any of this? Is there any way someone could watch like a past show or anything, or you didn't do it
Well,
yet?
see, we haven't been doing it for a whole year yet, so we're not gonna put a whole video out yet. Maybe we will at the end of this year, because then we'll have all new material for next year. Because we've already got shows booked for next year too.
Right. Someone sees it, then they know what they're going to.
Yeah,
like,
and they'll be like, "Why do I have to pay for it?"
yeah,
Well,
they already
go
seen
see
it.
the show.
Yeah.
And we want to see them in the in the places first.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we got a lot of people overseas that want to watch it too. So that's why we're definitely thinking about putting it up somewhere at the end of the year.
Where's your spot? Where do you go on?
I'm first. I'm always first.
Oh, you opening the show.
I always first. I like
that's
being
great.
first because you know what I get to do is as I set the tone for the whole room, and I've got a really banger story. My last story is a real banger, and it gets everybody excited, and they're just laughing their ass off. So but I also get it all done up front, so I can actually go sit and watch the show. So I'll go out in the crowd and watch the show with the people.
Oh, I would love to be first. That would be my spot for sure.
I could, so we all do hometown shows. So like we just did Kelly's hometown show in St. Louis, and then my hometown show will be here in Charleston in October. And we have to go last for our hometown show because it's your hometown, so you got to go last.
Yeah, headliner kind of thing. Yeah.
I am so freaked out about doing that, going
Yeah.
last, because that's so much stress. You got to sit there and wait the whole time, and then you got the anxiety and the tension and all that stuff, and you're like, I hope I don't suck. I hope this is the best thing ever.
That never goes away, huh?
Back to the
Yeah.
yeah.
The anxiety thing is like that's kind of new to me. I just realized I had it. I'm 48 and I'm like, what? Why is my heart going like this? Why do I feel like I'm dying? My girlfriend was like, that's anxiety. But I've had that my whole life. Is that what that is?
You know what? I think it's heightened the older we get.
It's got to be.
I can remember it as a kid. And now I can really remember it as an adult. Like every day, it's like, oh my god. Because there's a couple things. Number one, we now know we're gonna die, so that gives us anxiety.
Yeah.
We think about that. We think about the fact that we've got less days in front of us than we do behind us.
It's a dark hole to go down.
It's a dark hole, but it's real. And so we think about that, and that gives us stress. And then we've got all these things that are going on in our life, plus our body is getting old. And so when our body gets old, our hormones change, and we're not as strong as we used to be because we don't have as much testosterone as we used to be.
Yeah.
At least us who aren't taking the TRT yet.
Yeah.
And so there's all these things going on, and the chemicals in our brain are all foobarred up, and we're very aware. You know what I mean? We're a lot more aware than we were when we were knuckleheads running around the streets and doing
invincible.
Yeah, when we thought we were invincible.
Yeah.
And so that's where we are, realizing that we have stress and anxiety.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing, because I think it's a natural protective measure that your body does to keep you out of harm's way. But sometimes it goes a little bit too far and gives you anxiety about stuff that you don't need to have anxiety about.
Right.
And so I just think it's just where we're at now.
I think it's actually, we wax fantastic about our how our generation was, but I think there's like I wish I would. I have all the letters: MDD, ADHD, fucking OCD, ED.
I think that comes with the territory, buddy.
but like if I knew about this shit when I was younger, my life, not that, I'm not trying to look back in depression, but I would have done so much better because I got all this shit holding me back. But now I'm like, oh, diagnose me, give me medicine, let me see what can happen. But like now it's like if the kids have these things that I recognize, I could jump on it. And it's not like I would be shameful to admit any of this when I was like 20,
Well, I think there's a couple of things. Number one, we probably wouldn't listen to us. If I was to go to my younger self and say, dude, listen, you're not invincible, he would be like, fuck off. You just go. Just get out of my face. I don't want to talk to you because I'm invincible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm trying to tell him, I'm like, look, this is coming. And maybe our parents might have tried to do that, or maybe the older people in our life might have tried to do that, but we weren't going to listen. We just weren't going to listen.
Yeah.
And so we had to go through that time of being invincible to realize that now, as we look back, that there was great things that happened there. That was a good time for us physically. Now is a good time for us mentally. You know what I mean? Because we think a lot more because, well, we physically can't do what we used to be able to do. And I think it's just the stages of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And both stages are great. It's just when you're young, you can't wait to be old. And when you're old, you wish you were still young. You always want to be in the other place than where you're at right now.
Yeah.
Like I would never give up the mental and emotional intelligence I have now in life. I'd never give that up.
Yeah.
But I sure would love to have that body I used to have. Because that thing was a tank.
Yeah.
That thing was a tank. But that idiot back then, he couldn't emotionally, make his way out of a wet paper bag.
Yeah.
He was an idiot. And he didn't think about other people's feelings, and he didn't think about the effects of the decisions that he made at the long term. I had my first kid when I was right out of high school. That was the dumbest thing I could have done. That's how he thought, that's how that idiot ran his life. But he was a tank. And so, we're always in this situation where we want to have what we don't have now.
Yeah.
Because we think it's better. But I think this is a really good time in life, other than the fact that our body's, slowly disintegrating.
Well, I think wow, that's harshly put. We're slowly disintegrating.
We are.
We're turning into zombies.
I say this because I make jokes about this. This is what my material is. I make jokes about it. So
the 40s is the best decade because you know who you are. You've been through it all. I mean, this is the best drive. I'm like the best driver on the road right now. It's like I could still play handball. I can still do sports and shit. I tried to do a kickflip on my skateboard. I fell down pretty bad, but I can still play sports. I can like the 40s seems to be my best years, which is strange to say because of the body deterioration thing.
They really are, but
wisdom is real.
That wisdom is huge.
Yeah,
but that body deterioration thing, man. I played kickball. I went to. We got invited to go to. Where was it? Yellow Springs, Ohio, to Donnell Rawlings. He's another comedian. He has this summer camp thing where he invites a bunch of people from the town and they do a thing. They played kickball, and I realized I can't run anymore.
Oh shit!
Sprint. I realized real freaking fast that I cannot sprint anymore. I went towards first base and caught a cramp, and I was like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. It took me 5 days to recover from running the bases.
Wow.
That's where we're at.
Wow, that's pretty serious.
So, yeah, this is where we're at.
That is pretty serious. But I mean, you were in the military, so you must have been in great shape when you were younger, right?
That was for like 5 minutes. Yeah, for like 5 minutes.
Oh, shit, that's a great 5 minutes, though.
Looking back, it was only like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can't work out like you used to either.
Well, here's where like the TRT comes in.
Oh yeah.
Now I was taking that for a while. It's fucking amazing.
Is it? I've been thinking about it.
It's amazing. I tell you what, the recovery time.
Yeah.
Nothing. No, the recovery time is gone. Build fat, burn muscle. I mean, you still got to put in the work.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's so good. I had to get off it because it's so expensive. I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, I've got friends that are on it. They say the same thing. They're like, "Look, man, you'll have energy, and you'll wanna throw the misses around a few times a
Oh
day.
yeah.
You got all those things going for you. Just try it." I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to mess with my body. My body's doing this thing on purpose. There's a reason for it because I firmly believe that our body's transitioning is for a reason, right? It probably because our joints aren't as strong as they used to be, and our body's trying to tell us, "Hey, you're not the king you used to be, and it's okay." But then there's the other side of me that's like, I want to live these last 40 years in a good way. So maybe I should just do it. Maybe I should just try it for a little while.
Yeah.
I'm
Do
still
your
on the fence.
research, do your
I know
research. Your body's like a lab. I got a friend of mine
it is.
who he's taking so many things. I mean, I'm talking steroids, TRT, things I can't even pronounce, but he did so much research on it. He's breaking down numbers, and he's 47, but he went from a fat fuck to an animal. And now, of course, steroids, if you abuse it, there's long-term effects. There's probably
Yep.
long-term effects even if you don't abuse it.
I mean, well, if you think about it, we don't have that much long term to go, so it's okay.
Exactly. And that's exactly where I was going with that. We're going to be dead soon. So,
So let's enjoy the last couple of years until the whole
Yeah.
thing just dies out. I mean, there's that part.
yeah, so it's like, fuck it. You know what? There is no more long-term.
Yeah, there
The
is.
life is behind us at this point.
That's right. That's right. So let's just abuse the car for let's put some nitrous on this 1982
Yeah.
Chevy Camaro and see what happens. It's going to blow the engine. We know it's going to happen, but it's going to be really fun to drive for the last
Blaze
couple
of glory. Like the end of Young Guns when they come blasting out the
Right.
barn.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Let me ask you a little bit about your TikTok feed. What you said you do like your stories and stuff? What is your
So
TikTok feed?
my TikTok is like almost all reactions now. So I started originally telling like stories in this old voice that I've got, which is there's a weird story as to how that came about. But anyway, that's how I started. And then one day somebody was like, "Tell me what the dad bod would think about this." And so I did a reaction video. What they used to be stitches, now they're called reactions. I did a stitch of this video, and it went bonkers. That was my first video, and it went like 3 million views in like 2 days. And I was only at I think like 100,000 followers at that time.
Do you remember what
So
it was? Like what
it
the
was about it was how did they deliver pizza before GPS? It was this kid, and he asked
wait. Okay, all right. It was a kid. Okay.
It was a kid. It was a kid, and he said, "How did they deliver pizza before GPS?" And I did it in my voice, and I said, "They used to have a map on the wall, and the map knew
Right.
all the addresses, and they would just go there, and the person would be there with the money, and they would take the pizza." And that was the video. And it went ballistic because there was all these people like, "Oh yeah, I remember how that used to be. I used to drive for Domino's. I had 30 minutes and blah blah blah."
Yeah.
And so then a bunch of people asked me to do more. They're like, "Well, what does the dad bod think about this and this and this and this?" Until the point where it's just nothing but reaction videos.
The voice is great, by the way. I really like the voice because it's like you might not be going for this, but it's almost like it's like an old wise. It's almost condescending a little bit.
That's exactly what it's supposed to be.
Okay,
See, you're
good.
the first person to actually like not try to pigeonhole it into being like a Gandalf or the guy from 300 or something like that. You're the first person to ever say it. But the voice, the way I started the voice was it was a voice that I just created in my head because I do voices all the time. I just created in my head of the voice that if I, had an old man tell me a story, that's the voice I'd want to hear it in because it's just a cool, soothing voice with a soothing dialect, but at the same time, he's got these punchy undertones that are kind of sarcastic, but yet, kind of like, "What the fuck are you doing?" kind of undertones to him. That's exactly what the voice is, and that's what he's supposed to be.
Yeah, because I didn't get sarcastic undertones. I got dripping with sarcasm. Is what I got out of it.
Well, he's gotten worse. He's gotten a little salty over the years. He's gotten way worse than he used to be. He used to be a little bit nicer, but now he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
So you do like it's the what would Dad Bod Veteran say, right?
Pretty much what it's become. And people send me these videos. That's the crazy thing is like I don't have to think of material anymore because they just look at my inbox.
Beautiful.
They just send it and they're like, "What do you think about this? You have to react to this one or blah blah blah." I actually don't react to as many as I actually react to what's in my inbox. I probably have thousands in my inbox all the time.
You stay away from like touchy subjects? Just
I
kind of keep it
always
light.
100%. I will keep it light.
Keep it
100%.
light, right?
Never gonna get political, and there's so many people that want me to get political, and I
You
won't ever
can't.
do it.
You can't do it.
Won't
You're
touch it.
alienating half your people.
I won't touch any of the LGBTQ. I won't touch anything that's controversial. It's all just like people sticking their hands in front of a snake or being bad drivers or doing stuff that, will probably break their neck, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's all I stick to.
That's the best way to do it, man, because there's too much of that already. I mean, it's too much.
Well, I mean, this, in my opinion, social media is supposed to be an escape from all that. I mean, that stuff's happening, right? That stuff's real, and people are getting affected by it, and people get offended by it. And in my opinion, my social media feed that I give to the people is supposed to be an escape.
Yeah.
Like, here, take a moment and laugh and breathe. Take a moment and think about something that's, different than all this stuff we got going on in the world, because that stuff's going to be there. I promise.
And we're gonna get fucking killed with it. Like they're gonna.
There's plenty of
Yeah.
there's plenty of your feed that can be that.
Yeah.
My portion is a little bit lighter.
I think we should bring back. Who did you vote for? Mind your business.
Yeah,
We should bring that back. I remember you never told
I tell
anyone
somebody that. They were like, "Oh, you're a Trumper." No, I'm not. Or then you're a lib. I'm like, no, I'm
Nope.
not. I'm whatever I decide I am, and I'm not going to talk about it with you because it's
Yeah.
your damn business.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I love, because like I'm on the I'm on the party of common sense. It doesn't matter where it comes from,
Doesn't matter.
right, the left. If it makes sense to me, I'm with it. That's it.
right. Both sides are geniuses and both sides are idiots. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, you got to like sort them out.
Whoever comes up with the best idea, I don't care, as long as it's the best idea for me. And that's not going to be the best idea for everybody else. They might not think the same way as I am. So that's got no part of my content. My content
That's great.
is light. It's an escape.
That's great.
Enjoy, laugh. Enjoy watching stupid people be stupid and me telling them how stupid they are.
With that fucking voice.
With a voice, the very gentle voice. Remind them of all of their curiosities gone astray. Yeah.
The words, I like the word. Like just that word curiosity is perfect. It's not a big word. It's not a complicated, but with that voice
The way
combined
that
with
he sets it up, it's like he's like, hey, you're a big old asshole.
Yeah, man, that's great. I love that shit.
Yeah.
When I started this podcast, I started 100 years ago, but this was something I'd started to do to just break the monotony of life, work, kids. It's like almost like a hobby, something fun to do on the side. It never became work. Now, this TikTok tour thing, is this beginning to be work for you? Or is it still just fun? I mean, you've worked real jobs your whole life.
It's still very fun. It's the thing I like about it the most is at 46 years old, I'm doing something completely different. Like I said, I've been a factory guy for a long time, and I never thought about doing something like this. So I'm learning a whole new industry, like the entertainment industry and how it works to set up tours and sell tickets and the marketing. And we've got a tour manager, and I'm learning from him how all the ins and outs work. And we're talking to agencies, and we're doing this is completely outside of my comfort zone of everything that I've ever even thought about doing. You know what I mean? You tell me how to make a car. You tell me how to make an airplane. I know how to do that. That's easy.
Yeah.
But this is cool and new. And I think that part, that work part of it excites me because it's something I've never done before. Honestly, being on stage, that 20 minutes that I'm on stage is the easiest part of the whole thing. It really is. Because that is I mean, you just go on stage and you run through your bit and then you get back off stage. But the amount of work that goes in to beforehand is huge. So is it work? Yes. But is it fun and exciting? Yes. Because it's very different. And, hopefully it's going to stay that way for a long time because each city is different. All the people in every city is different. The venues are different. And what I'm learning is for the size of the venues we're going to, we could do this for 10 years and we're never going to hit the same venue twice.
Yeah.
Because there's so many venues out in the country. We got 330 million people in this country.
Yeah.
And we're talking about venues that only hold 2,000. We could do this forever.
That number is still blowing my mind. That 2,700 for like that, and like that's like famous comedian numbers.
I know, and this is the stupidest thing I've ever been a part of. But here's the thing: it's the four of us, right? It's not just me; it's the four of us. We all know, and we're very smart that if we were out on our own, none of us by ourselves would make this level of entertainment for anybody
Yeah.
because we're not that interesting as an individual. I mean, I'm interesting to my group of fans, right? The veterans, the white bearded dudes. It's like I get pigeonholed into those dudes.
Yeah.
The Southerners, I'm very good with that group, but there's a lot of other people that I'm not good with. Now, Sherry, she's part of the LGBTQ community, and she's a woman who's in menopause, so she's very good with the women. And
She's
that
got a
group
lot
as
of
well.
material
She's
just
got
with
a
those
lot of
two,
material,
just for those two things right
and
there.
that's what her TikToks are,
Yeah.
right? Is being 50 and in menopause. And Kelly is like a spider monkey on Mountain Dew. She's a single mom out in St. Louis, and she's wild as hell. God, she's crazy. And she's got so much energy, but I just can't keep up with her. But she's got a whole fan base of people from like the Midwest that are
Yeah.
kind of think the same way as her. And Nick, he's a yacht rock guy. He takes like metal songs from the 80s and 90s and turns them into yacht rock. And he plays
Oh,
them
I
on his,
think I know that
yeah,
guy.
that the black guy, Nick.
I
Yeah.
I know that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on tour with me. And so he's got that whole group of people in the music side that everybody loves. Everybody loves it. And so it's the four of us coming together as like this. I hate to say it's kind of corny. The Voltron,
Voltron. I knew you were going
Voltron
there,
of,
bro. I knew you were going there.
Voltron of Gen X comedy
Yeah.
that makes this thing kind of like a blue collar comedy tour. If you remember that from like the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what
Sure.
we are. And so as long as we can stay together and keep from, killing each other, because it's not always easy, I think this thing's got legs. And we're going to run it till, because it's not going to last forever. For one, we're old. We're not going to be able to do this shit forever. Maybe we have 10 years before we're like, okay, I can't, literally can't.
Yeah. Getting along with other people is a tough one too, though, because people, man, being that in
Well, the
close
good thing
quarters.
is we only do it, like I said, we only do it about once a month right now.
Oh, that's great.
So,
That's
so we
great.
can tolerate it. Now, it's going to pick up next year. We've already got like March of next year, we got 7 shows just in March of next year. So that's going to be the real test to see how much we
That's.
can tell. But we're going to Cancun. We've got a cruise scheduled in November. I mean, this is dumb.
Wow, that's so great, man. That is so great. Just a working class guy,
Yeah,
veteran with this like almost like a second life.
it is. It really is. And you
That's
know what?
so
The other
great.
thing I've learned is that age means nothing. Because if you think about like our parents and people that were, that we are older than the Golden Girls.
I know. I saw that. I saw like Rue McClanahan was like 40 or something when they made that show.
We are older than everybody on Cheers.
Coach, not Coach.
Not Coach. But
Coach was like 90.
We are old. Well, but when the shows were popular,
Yeah, I know.
we're older than everybody at that age, and we're doing the things that we can do because there's no more limits on you're 40 or 50, and now you got to slow down and look like you're dying. We
Yeah.
don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
All those constraints are gone, so we get to just do cool stuff that we want to do, and I think that's what's really cool about our generation getting to this age is we're like breaking the mold. We're like, screw that. I'm not dying quietly. I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory. It's going to be a huge fireball at the end of my life, and
Yeah.
everybody's going to remember it, and it's going to be cool.
I'm down with that. Fuck yeah. I mean,
I'm not stopping.
No, that's great. Because I remember I was looking back on the Golden Girls thing. And I saw a post just like 2 days ago about Edith Bunker.
Yeah.
I always thought she was like 70. I'm older than her.
She's for 40s.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. But I know it's like excuse me, we're aging very well.
Yeah,
we're aging
wine.
very well. I mean,
I think the previous generations aged like milk. Where we're just like
yeah,
good
yeah,
scotch on the table. We're good.
yeah. Because you look like you're about 36. I mean, the gray and everything, but
I appreciate you saying that. But the other day I was in the grocery store. No bullshit. I'm actually adding this to my next comedy set. I got carded, but not for the same reason you think, because I wasn't buying alcohol.
for your, I know why. For your AARP card.
Yes, yes. She said, "Do you want the discount?" I go, "What discount?" She goes to see. I was like, "What? Do not even say it. Don't even say it." I
Yeah.
was like, "I'm 46, lady." She's dying. She was dying. I was like, "This is great. Thank you for this. I needed this. This is now part of my stand-up."
All right, the beard, bro. I got to ask about the beard. Is it forever now? How long does it take to grow that
Dude,
monstrosity?
This is actually short because I go to a guy. I got a guy that does it, and one day he cut it. He took about that much off, and she called him. She said, "Don't you ever cut his beard again." And so he's not allowed to cut it.
Oh,
She loves this. She
yeah.
loves this.
Have you ever
Yeah,
seen the video of the guy with the beard who cuts it, and his wife's like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Exactly. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want. And you know what? I see guys cut their beards all the time, and they're all sad as soon as they do it. They're
Yeah.
just very sad, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be sad.
I seen a video. I swear to God, the guy shaves his beard, and he does it in secret. You know, he does it in the bathroom as a secret.
Oh yeah, and he shows his kids, and they start crying.
Yes.
Yes, I've seen that. I don't want to do that. My
Yeah.
dog will like attack me because he thinks I'm a pedophile or something. Walking out the door. I don't need that in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it.
I seen one with a wife. Her natural reaction was, "Ew."
There's some people like, you could pull it off. You got a good face for it. You got a good face for it. And I'm bald too, but you pull it off way better than I do because I have to wear a hat all the time.
The bald thing. That's why my head. This is why my head looks like this. Because I got a big spot in the back.
I got the fjord. I got the big donut right there because my dad had the same donut. It's like a big.
Yeah, I know. I remember growing up looking at my dad with that thing on the back of his head. I was like, oh, I'm so happy I don't have that thing on the back of my head. Fast forward 30 years later, here I am shaving my head because I have a fucking spot on the back.
Yep, I told my kids, I was like, look, you guys need to go ahead and shave it. You're in your 20s. I hope you had a good run with it because you're not going to keep that forever.
Yeah. Why do people have like people like run the horseshoe? Like, how do you go out with the horseshoe? Who wants that?
What in the mirror told you that was good?
Exactly.
Like, you need to replace your mirror. If it's telling you that if you looked in that and you were like, looks good.
Yeah.
Did that?
Just put some on the sides. Put some gel in there.
I'm look good.
Yeah.
Like, you need to replace your mirror. You need a new one.
Something. Larry David, what are you doing? Get rid of that shit. He's got like 3 fucking hairs on the side of his
Homer hairs. He's got the Homer hairs.
Yeah, I know. Yo, what are you doing? Get rid of it.
Just let
Such
it go.
a bad
I've got
look.
one right now. He just got out of the Navy. He's back here for school. And he's got the little, it's just, I call it a fluffy cloud of hair right here. That's all that's left. Is just
Oh, the Phil Collins?
Yeah, the little fluffy cloud. I was like, dude, shave it. He's like, I'm never going to shave it. I'm like, you're a liar. Just do it.
Just do it.
Either that or I'm just going to call you Cloud Boy for the rest of your life till you get rid of that thing.
Cloud Boy, all right.
Yeah. I ride him so hard. God, I ride him so hard.
That's all right. That's what you got to do.
That's what I have to do.
Yeah.
He's the FAFO kid on social media. He really is.
I don't think I know. Oh, fuck around. Okay.
Yeah, I created a whole thing for him because he said he'll never be on social media. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make you famous on social media and you don't have to be there. I'm just going to talk shit about you.
Oh, all right. Beautiful.
And that's what I've done. And people actually know him. People reach out to me and they want an update on how he's doing.
Wow. That's kind of strange, too. Like, people, like, they're in your life.
I do keep it very separate. There's a lot of things that people will never know about me.
Oh, of course, of course.
But there's some things that I do on purpose. So I let them into certain parts on purpose because I know they're funny. I just know they're hilarious. And Nick is one of the funniest things I got going on because he's, bless his heart, he's just a special kid. That's all I can say.
The sarcasm again.
Because he thinks he's like these kids that think they know everything. They think they know everything.
I mean, we weren't much different, though.
No, we weren't much different. But you know what? We didn't have the world to record it. Us not knowing it, right? There's a difference between saying that we know it and then somebody recording it and showing the world that we don't know it. You know, and we never had.
Oh,
that's probably the best thing in the world for us. But he came in the driveway one day, freaking out. He goes, my brakes are gone on my car. I'm like, what do you mean your brakes are gone? And it's raining. My brakes are gone on my car. I'm like, what do you mean it's raining? His bumper gone. His front bumper of his car is completely gone.
What?
Like, where'd your bumper go? He's like, my brakes went out and I went into a ditch. And I'm like, what do you mean you went into a ditch? And he's like, I don't know. I was coming to turn into the neighborhood and my brakes were gone and I hit a ditch. And I'm like, how fast were you going in the rain? And he goes, I was only going about 50. I'm like, well, that probably was too fast.
And you know, it's higher. The number's higher than that.
Oh yeah, no kidding. He's like, well, speed limit's 55. I'm like, yeah, but it's raining. But it's raining.
Yeah.
So he hydroplaned for the first time.
Of course. Yeah.
Because I sat there and I did a brake check in the driveway. I slammed it in reverse and then slammed on the brakes. I'm like, your brakes are fine.
Yeah.
And he goes, oh, and then he was like, well, what am I gonna do about my bumper? I said, well, you got 3 choices. You can A, go take it to a shop and get it put back on at your expense because I didn't hydroplane.
Yeah.
I said you could B, learn how to put it back on yourself and save a bunch of money, or you can C, leave it the way that it is with no bumper on it. I don't care because this is your life. So I made a bit out of it. I put it on social media.
Oh, that's great though.
Everybody's
That's
like, I told him, I was like, this is what happens, kids. You
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah.
Drove too fast and you find out.
That's it. And he might not admit it, but when you hydroplane, you're shitting your pants because you have no control of that fucking car.
Exactly. I know exactly what was going through his mind. I mean, he still was terrified when he got into the driveway. He was.
Oh, okay. All right.
I could see it, because he thought his brakes were. It was hilarious. But it's like, look, kids, this is the learning moment, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna make choices in life, some good, some bad, and you got to suffer the consequences both ways. But people love it. They love it. They love because he's so dry with his responses. Like I'll get the microphone out and I'll interview him. And when I did the interview on his bumper, I said, Nick, what happened to your car? And he just like, I don't know. He's just
that's the
perfect answer. Perfect answer. Here, I'm gonna ask you some more questions. And he did the same thing, and people were dying.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's perfect.
But he's popular on the internet now.
Good.
He's popular, and he has no social media page of his own.
That's good too. That's good. Yeah. I was one quick thing about the kids like think they know everything, but they don't. But it's on video. There was a TikTok I saw of a kid. He was recording the Knicks game, New York Knicks game, and the announcer was like, "The Knickerbockers are really doing this," and the kid was like, he started laughing. Because he didn't know what a Knickerbocker was, and he didn't know the Knicks were called short for Knickerbockers, and he was making fun of the announcer.
Oh my God!
It's all on the comment section, bro.
Yeah, but stuff like that is juicy and it's good. See, that's the good stuff of the internet, right? I think that's the best stuff in the world because it's just somebody being ignorant, a young person being ignorant about what they don't know. And the world seeing it and going, you're off.
And he's so confident that he knows the right answer.
Exactly, and they're confident about it. They until somebody checks them, they are confident. They believe that they know.
But you know how many views this fucking video? I was so embarrassed for him. I was so embarrassed.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
He should take it and run with it. He should
make it into something.
Yeah, turn it into something. Here's your one shot. There's your 15 minutes.
He should start making fun of people for calling the Mets the Metropolitans. Just make a whole series of it. That's it.
Do it. Just go around the country and find out all the original names and what the meanings are behind them.
Yeah.
And do things with it. He got a launch pad. That's what he got.
Very interesting world we live in, John. But before I let you go, I want to thank you for doing my show.
Yeah, man.
It was great talking to you. Just tell people where they can find you. Plug all your stuff.
Yeah, man. You guys can find me on any of the socials, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and even on Twitch at the Dad Bod Veteran. And if you want to see information about our tour is at genxtakeover.com. We're got new cities being added all the time, and we're coming out to see you guys. So come out and see us, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
Yeah, Mike, I appreciate it.
All right, later.
Talk to you.
All right.
It makes absolutely no sense to me. How did they deliver pizzas before GPS was a thing? You're telling
My child, let me tell you about the old ways. Back in the day, we actually knew the neighborhoods, where they were. And they had a master map, and they knew the roads. They knew what neighborhood the road was in. And then they would tell us to go to that place, and we knew where it was immediately. And we would go to the address, and we would knock on the door, and there would be the person waiting for the pizza. It was that simple.